You are standing in front of two spec sheets, two heat pumps, same tonnage, and the same efficiency number printed in the same bold font. Your neighbor has one of them. You have the other. His house holds 68 like a vault, and your upstairs is clammy by 4 in the afternoon. Same number, different machines. That difference has an explanation, and it fits on a whiteboard. Come on into the shop, mind the door, it sticks in August. The scroll compressor is on the bench where it always is, cut clean in half. And today it gets to just sit there and listen, because today is about 3 letters and what they actually measure. SEER, HSPF, and KEOP. This is not complicated. It was just never explained to you. I'm Marcus. I spent my working life inside these machines, and this channel explains how they work. Nothing more and nothing less. Here is the whole video in one sentence, so you know where we are going. SEER is a season, EER is a moment, CEOP is a ratio, and a seasonal average can hide the route a machine took to earn it. But what lies beneath these seemingly simple numbers is a surprising consistency. Start with what every one of these numbers is underneath, because they are all the same fraction. Heat moved, divided by electricity used. That is it. BTUs out over watt-hours in. Every rating on every yellow sticker is that one fraction wearing a different costume. What changes between SEER, HSPF, and KEOP is not the arithmetic. It is the window of time the arithmetic is allowed to look at. 2 quick definitions so the fraction has real things in it. A BTU is a unit of heat, about what 1 lit match delivers, and cooling is measured in BTUs of heat removed from the house. A watt-hour is a unit of electricity, what a small bulb burns in an hour, and it is what the meter on your wall counts. Heat over electricity, cargo over fuel. Hold on to that picture, because every letter combination today is just that truck doing its route on a different schedule. COP first, because it is the honest one. Coefficient of performance. Heat delivered divided by electricity consumed. At one single operating condition, one outdoor temperature, one moment. No units, just a ratio. A COP of 3 means 3 units of heat moved for 1 unit of electricity spent. And it only means anything if you also know the temperature it was measured at. A COP without its temperature is a speed without saying which hill. How can 3 units of heat come out of 1 unit of electricity? Because a heat pump does not make heat. It moves heat that already exists in the outdoor air. A space heater converts electricity to heat and delivers exactly what it draws, 1 for 1, by definition. A heat pump spends its electricity running a pump, and the cargo is free. That is the whole miracle. And it is not a miracle. It is a refrigerant cycle run in whichever direction you need. The route that heat takes is 4 stops in a loop. Refrigerant boils in the outdoor coil, and boiling soaks up heat even from cold air. The compressor squeezes that vapor, which concentrates the heat. The indoor coil lets the hot vapor condense, and condensing releases the heat into your ducts. Then, a valve drops the pressure, and the loop starts over. The compressor on this bench is the squeeze in that sentence. Everything a rating measures happens around that loop. Now, SEER, seasonal energy efficiency ratio. Take that same fraction, cooling BTUs out over watt-hours in, but instead of 1 moment, run it across an entire laboratory cooling season, a scripted mix of outdoor temperatures from the mid-60s up past 100. Add up all the cooling delivered, divide by all the electricity consumed, and the total is the number on the sticker. SEER is not a reading. It is a season-long average of readings. And here is the first place Two identical numbers stop being identical. That laboratory season is mild on purpose. The test weighting treats a summer as mostly 70s and 80s, with only visits to the mid-90s, because averaged across the country, that is what a cooling season looks like. Most cooling hours really do land between 75 and 90. But averaged across the country is not your street, and it is certainly not a Phoenix August or a Duluth one. There is an older, blunter number called EER that skips the averaging. It asks one question. At 95 degrees outside, full load, how efficient are you right now? Same fraction, one brutal condition. SEER always comes out higher than EER on the same machine, because SEER gets credit for all those easy, mild afternoons, and EER only ever sees the machine on the worst day of its summer. Keep both numbers in mind. They are about to explain your neighbor's house. To be fair to the seasonal average, it answers one question well. Across a typical mixed summer, which machine turns electricity into removed heat more effectively overall? For that question, an honest average beats a single reading. The trouble only starts when the average gets asked questions it never measured. How will this feel in a heat wave? How will it handle my humidity? Have you ever noticed how your HVAC system performs differently during extreme weather? I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments. Those answers live at specific conditions, and specific conditions are exactly what an average is built to blur. Because here is the mechanism at the center of this whole video. Two machines can arrive at the same seasonal average by two completely different roads. A single-stage compressor is either off or flat out. So in mild weather, it sprints, satisfies the thermostat, and shuts down over and over. A variable speed compressor slows down instead, loafing along at a fraction of its capacity for hours. Loafing is where a compressor is most efficient, and the seasonal test is mostly mild hours. So the variable speed machine banks its rating in weather where the single-stage machine cannot even show its best work. The measured gap bears that out. On single-stage equipment, the seasonal number runs modestly above the worst day number. On variable speed equipment, the spread stretches much wider because part load hours flatter it. Nothing dishonest happened. Both machines were measured by the same script. But the same headline number is now describing a sprinter and a marathoner, and the sticker does not tell you which one you are looking at. The spec sheet's fine print does. Quick word on why the letters grew a 2. In 2023, the test procedure itself was overhauled. The old SEER test pushed air against a static pressure of 1/10 of an inch of water column, which is a duct system from a dream. The SEER2 test pushes against 1/2 inch, which is a duct system from an actual attic. Same machines measured both ways score lower under the new test, not because they got worse, but because the exam got real. SEER and SEER2 are two different rulers. Never compare a number from one against a number from the other. Under the hood, the seasonal test is a set of temperature bins. So many hours scripted at each outdoor temperature, the machine measured in each bin, and the bins added up with their weights. That is why the word average keeps mattering. Change the weights, and the same machine scores differently. Your town's real summer is its own set of weights, written by geography instead of by a standards committee, and no committee document has ever cooled a Texas attic. Now the heating twin, HSPF, Heating Seasonal Performance Factor, and its new ruler version, HSPF2. Same idea as SEER, pointed the other direction. all the heat a unit delivers across a laboratory heating season divided by all the electricity it drinks doing it, including the electric backup strips when the script gets cold enough to need them. It is the winter report card, and winter is where the assumptions inside these averages bite hardest. Why does winter bite harder? Because a heat pump's job gets harder as the temperature drops, at exactly the moment the house needs more from it. Cooling season is hardest on the machine for a few peak afternoons. Heating season leans on it all night, every night, and the colder the air outside, the less heat there is in each cubic foot of it to harvest. The cop slides downhill as the thermometer does. A seasonal average smooths that slide into one polite number. Your January nights are inside that average somewhere, but so are a lot of easy Octobers. Two winter terms earn their definitions here. The balance point is the outdoor temperature, where the heat pump's shrinking output exactly matches the house's growing demand. Below it, something has to help. That something is usually auxiliary heat, electric resistance strips in the air handler, and resistance heat delivers exactly 1 unit of heat per unit of electricity by definition. Every hour on the strips drags the season's real fraction down toward 1. The rating already includes some scripted strip hours. Your winter writes its own script. Time for the middle of this bench session, so let me ask you the question that built this episode while you check your own equipment closet later. Find your unit's yellow sticker or its model number, and tell me down in the comments which numbers yours carries, SEER or SEER 2, and what climate it works in. I read every comment, and the spread of answers from Duluth to Dallas is honestly the best data this channel gets. So let us answer the title directly. 2 units, same number, different feel. Reason 1, they took different roads to the average, sprinter versus marathoner, and your climate replays only one part of the test script. A mild weather specialist earns its number in hours a hot climate barely has. Reason 2, the number was measured against a standard duct resistance, and your ducts are not standard. Higher resistance than the test means less delivered air than the rating assumed in both houses, but not equally. Reason 3 is the one comfort actually rides on. A variable speed machine loafing along runs long, gentle cycles, and long cycles pull moisture out of the air for hours. A single-stage machine sprinting hits the thermostat number fast and quits, and short cycles leave humidity behind. Both houses can read 72. One of them feels like 72. The sticker number never promised comfort. It promised a season-long energy fraction, and that is all it ever measures. Sizing sits under all of this and makes it worse or better. An oversized single-stage unit sprints even on the hottest day, so it never runs the long cycles that wring out humidity in any weather. An undersized one runs forever and loses the worst afternoons. The rating on the box was measured on a machine matched perfectly to its test load. Matching the machine to the actual house is a measurement job too, a load calculation, and it never appears on any sticker. So here is how to read a label like someone who knows what it measures. 4 steps. 1. Check which ruler, SEER or SEER 2, before comparing anything to anything. 2. Find the worst day numbers in the fine print, EER for heat, the low temperature capacity tables for cold climates, because averages hide and moments do not. 3. Read COP only with its temperature attached. 4. Remember, the number was earned against test bench ducts and a test bench climate, and your house is neither. That is not cynicism. That is just knowing what the instrument measures. And the never-do list, because every instrument gets misused. Do not put last decade's ruler against this decade's. The twos change the exam. Do not accept a heating claim that arrives without its outdoor temperature attached. Do not treat two labels as twins until their low-speed rows agree. And do not ask a season-long figure about your ugliest week. It cannot hear that question. One thread from today deserves its own bench session, and it is already on the calendar. The variable speed compressor, the machine that made the sprinter marathoner gap possible, how a motor runs all day at a fraction of full power, and why that is cheaper than stopping and starting. That video is where the smooth chalk line gets cut open like this compressor did. The inverter that does it is a genuinely clever little board. Here is something worth doing this week that costs nothing. Go find your own equipment's model number. Look up its full performance tables. Not the sticker, the tables, and just read the row that matches your town's ugly weather. 10 minutes. You will know your own system better than most people ever know theirs. And next time a spec sheet is in front of you, the fine print will read like a map instead of a wall. And when you have found your row, come back and post what surprised you, alongside that sticker report I asked for earlier. Duluth basements and Dallas attics land in the same comment section here, and reading them side by side, same fraction, wildly different winters, is this channel's favorite proof that the numbers only mean something once you know the conditions. I read every one of them. That is the whole lesson. A SEER is a season, EER is a moment, COP is a ratio, and an average hides the road taken to it. The shop light is going off now, and the scroll compressor stays right there on the bench, both halves of it, waiting for the next question worth cutting something open for. Come on back when you have one. The door still sticks, push hard.